What do you say? We might go down to the bay, make things out of clay. Oh, yeah. It's a boring fucking day. It's been pretty good. Not too bad. I still have to poop, but other than that, I'm not too sad. I've been making music, been delivering groceries, trying to make some money. Same shit, different day. Always the same vehicle. Oh, yay, yay. So how's everyone doing? How's everyone been? Was your week good? Not looking forward to tomorrow, are you? Yeah, I know, me neither. Why in the fuck would we'd be looking forward to tomorrow? What is tomorrow, Mr. Hall? Nothing. Nothing important. Just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday. Oh wait, it is Sunday. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I just wanted to do a little breathing exercise. Other than that, it's same shit, different day. Another human on the planet. That's all. I am another biological life form, nervous system, you know. Other than that, yeah. It's the lovely Walmart parking lot. Another fucking full day spent sitting in the Walmart parking lot, checking people out and saying, hey, how's it going? And yeah. It's always a fucking high school reunion. I live in my own, not my own, but I live in my hometown, unfortunately. I gotta have the phone up on the dash because that's the only way I can get the fucking Wi-Fi to work. So, yay. We try to keep it creepy, you know. Just a fucking animal losing his mind. That's kind of it. Like, what do you do? Uh, Basically just lose my mind in front of people sometimes, and then they're like, "Oh my god." Yeah, I need to put gas in my car and get this shit out of my body. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do all night. Like, just breathing exercise. That's about it. Other than that, not a whole lot going on in Elmer's world. Elmer's world is pretty fucking mundane. Watching the news, watching Tim Dillon, listening to Rogan here and there. Other than that, it's the same old garbage every day. The same old garbage every day. Why is it the same old garbage? Because it is. It's just so stupid. I'm tired of living life, but I have to live it, and I'm just fucking tired of it. You know, I'm exhausted. I would like to just, bye, I'm done, I give up. But that's not a fucking option, so it's just a thought, not a fucking option. Like, no, sir, you can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta actually, you gotta stick around. You gotta see what happens. Yeah, well, what if I don't want to fucking stick around and see what happens? What if I'm not a big fan of what's happening right now, so why would I want to stick around and see what happens next? Oh, but you know, Mr. Hall, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love what happens next. No, I don't think so. Oh, you will. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so good. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not quite sure it's gonna be that good. You know, where it's like, you want to stick around and see what happens, but at the same time, you're like, I think I've seen everything. I'm pretty sure I've already watched this movie. I think I know how this ends. Like, I'm just talking about my existential crisis of just the normal, everyday waking feeling of why am I existing and what the fuck is the point? And it's like, well, I know I can come up with a bunch of different points, but They don't seem to have like any purpose. There's really no purpose. I guess that's kind of coming from my belief of being a biological organism, that if there is any purpose in this world, it's biological, and you're supposed to make more of yourself, keep them alive until they can keep themselves alive, and then you can die. Anything after that's just a bonus. So when it comes down to meaning or purpose in life, if you've served your purpose, you've probably made more of yourself and you kept them alive long enough to keep themselves alive, or you're still in the process of keeping them alive so they can grow up and blah, blah, blah. But we're animals, we're biological nervous systems, and it's a species. We are, you know, it's all genetic, it's all organisms, it's all organic life biology. It's real simple, it has nothing to do with an opinion. But that's what the purpose is. Everyone's purpose in life is still an opinion. Everyone's meaning in life, it's still an opinion. There is really no meaning, not in that way. It's still made up. So, in my philosophy, I'm like, well, yeah, I've served my purpose 4 times. I've had 4 kids with 3 different women. They're of age. I got a 20-year-old, 18-year-old, 13-year-old, and a 7-year-old. Still got to pay attention to the 7-year-old and 13-year-old. Got to pay attention to all of them, but in the realm of like keeping them alive, that's kind of it. So everything after that's a bonus. Everything should be a bonus. If you've made more of yourself, then you've already served your purpose as a biological organism. Now, as a human, or as an American, or as an Asian, or as a this, or as that. What do we got here, Manuel? Cheese dag you? Okay. I guess. I'm Manuel Perez. I am Manuel Perez. I am Perez. I get it, Manuel. Did Manuel come with a manual? Do you get a manual when your name is Manuel? Here you go, Manuel. Hey, Emmanuel, here's your manual. For what? It is the manual for life. You will have so many manuals. Jay? Dag you, Jay? I am Manuel, and I cannot speak correctly. I am Manuel. Okay, Manuel. Did that boy come with a manual? How do we operate him? Are we gonna have to? What we gonna do with him? I don't know. He didn't even come with a manual. What? You bought all these illegal immigrants and they didn't come with a manual? Oh no, they came with a manual. That was the guy who dropped them off. No, I mean like an instruction pamphlet. They didn't come with one of those? Nope. Can I come over? Anytime you want. You're more than welcome. If you're asking me that, you probably already know where I'm at. So I got a seat. It's ready. It's open just for you. If you want to come join me. You don't want to join me though. I mean, misery loves company, but I don't know if we need that. I don't know if you really are going to tell me a secret, or if that's just some kind of creepy shit to be like, I like to creep people out. You ain't going to creep this creep. How can you creep a creep? Really? Mm-hmm. It's cute. I'm going to creep with the creep. Yeah, I'm going to creep on a creep. Uh-huh. Like stalking a stalker. They would love it. I'm too depraved to be a clown. Psh, whatever. You're the best clown there is. You'd be a better clown than me. You'd make a way better clown than I would. I know that. No! Fumar! Is that fucked up beyond all recognition? Well, I was fucked up beyond all recognition. I wasn't beyond, I was beyond. Like you had like a cat, like getting you all fucked up and stuff. You were meowed. It's okay, Manuel. Tell me a secret. I have an idea of who you are. If you're that person, then yeah, cool. Hope you're doing well. But if you're not somebody I actually know, and this is just kind of conjecture or hyperbole or whatever the fucking technical term for it is, I like the mystery. You can call me Mr. E. My name is Elmer. It's for Elmer's World. So, hi, I'm Mr. E. What do you need? What did you come here for? Why are you here? Mm-hmm. I was here last time. I know you were. I know. That's the best part. You want repeat customers. That's how you know you got them hooked. I'm subbed. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So do you get notified when I go live then? I don't have notifications on anything. I literally am on my phone enough to just never. I love you too. I'll be your daddy. That's okay. You can tell me a secret anytime you want. You can whisper it right into my butt. You can whisper it into my brown eye. I'll open it for you and I'll give you a little schwink. I mean, stink. I mean, it's kind of funny. Stink and wink kind of rhyme. And you could wink with your brown eye and give her a stinker. Two in the pinker, one in the stinker. You know, something like that. You ate hustling in life. I love passionate people. I'm trying to. I'm I'm a hustler, baby. Not really, but I'm actually quite lazy. I'm quite a procrastinator, but I work well under pressure. That's the best. You know, cancel out the weakness with a strength. I'm not really hustling in life. I wouldn't say. I'd say it's more of just a eh, I'm getting by without killing myself. Play Roblox. No, I'm good. No, thank you. That's for my 7-year-old. My 7-year-old plays Roblox. I'm not. No, I don't play games. I really don't anymore. I don't play any games. But you smoking, bro? But you smoking, bro? Or are you asking what you smoking, bro? I've noticed the masses can't really they can't go past the fourth grade reading level, so I can't expect the typing to be that good either. I play one. See, there you go. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm just, I'm just the hostess with the mostest here to fucking boastess. Oh, I'm a hostess. Yeah, are you moist yet? I mean, you're a hostess, right? Oh, okay. No smoking. Oh yeah, another fucking person trying to tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. That's real cute. So smoking makes you happy? Yeah, I like looking cooler than I do when I'm not smoking. Looking cool makes me happy. Cancer doesn't make me happy, but if that's what it takes to look cool, I guess that's just the price I'll pay. I'll get the tumors. I'll get the polyps. I'll cough up the black fucking tar. You guys can just be entertained by it. Why don't you kill yourself on stage? Pull your fucking heart out of your chest. you know, die for the entertainment. Beauty is pain, remember? Coolness is like, yeah, it's way better to just not be trying to be cool. Don't be trying to be cool. I smoke cigs all the time. I bet you do. Tell me a secret. How old are you? Tell me a secret. Can you tell me a secret? Like, it's a secret, though. I can't tell it. If I tell it, it's no longer a secret. A secret. It's not a secret anymore. I said smoking makes you happy as a reply to his comment. That's it. Oh, I didn't see that one. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I try to keep the fucking comments open where it doesn't, filter shit like that. I make sure I have all the restrictions off because I'm very open and I want to hear everything that everyone has to say. I don't want to be spammed with a bunch of links, obviously, but I definitely, 26. So I'm 11 years older than you, actually 12 years older than you. I'll be 38 in 3 days. I'm a birthday boy coming up. Yay, November 20th. Yay, I'm going to be 38. Oh my God. Fuck, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. 37, that's right. We're in the 37 club. Should we make that a thing? Hey, all 37-year-olds. Calling all 37-year-olds. We should all just kill ourselves this year, and then we can start a 37-year-old club. There was just a mass movement of 1 million people got together and killed themselves. They all happen to be the age of 37. 12 years younger than my parents. Oh, okay. See? So then I'm right in the middle. 12 years, 12 years. Okay. That's funny because that's kind of how my stepmom is. I'm 11 years younger than my stepmom, and my dad's 11 years older than my stepmom. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, that door swings both ways? And then, no, thank you, Dad. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. I was born in Tennessee, but that doesn't mean I have to fucking live like I'm in Tennessee. So, yeah. Oh my God. I was born in Tennessee, but I didn't live there. So it was kind of a fluke of like being born there and then moving back to Michigan, where my family was originally from. Is she nice to you? No, she is, but she's not. It's 50-50 because she's kind of back and forth. Play Poppy. Poppy Platimer? What the fuck is that? The only Poppy I know is that one weird bitch. She's great. I am Poppy. Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you're real Poppy. I bet you popped real young. I bet you fucking popped it as soon as you fucking possibly could pop it. So, thanks, Poppy. That's great. Oh my god, I am an artist. I am Poppy. Yeah, sure, with a whole fucking production crew and a bunch of fucking a whole team around you doing this and doing that. Like, I guess that's something I don't like as an artist. And I don't even like the word artist because I know art is fake. There's no such thing as art. That's a fucking opinion. It's an opinion. We're gonna say this is art and that's not. Oh, really? Who the fuck are you to judge what is and what isn't art? What qualifies you? Well, I've studied at the most prestigious blah 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 blah. Blow it out your fucking ass. Everything is art. Life is a fucking art. You can't spell earth without art. So I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, and I don't know why you're so consumed with money and like the one guy's like, yeah, I sold an imaginary painting or an invisible painting. That just shows you how convoluted and how fucking retarded the art world is. That right there shows you fucking it's all made up bullshit. Just Banksy, he's one example. We're gonna say his work is worth this. Okay, and then the street artist who's making really great art too, his isn't worth as much. Okay, what the fuck ever. I get it. Well, but the impact and the location and the willingness. I get it. I get it. I get it. I know. You don't have to be a fucking artist. You don't have to not be an artist, but, you know, some people are just the N word. Naggers. Nagger. They're nagging. You know, are they naggers? Is that what you mean by the N word? Doors, floor two. Yeah, you guys are weird and I don't understand. That's okay. I don't think you're gonna understand me that a whole lot either. So, and you might. I do articulate my fucking words, and I do actually say and enunciate what the fuck I'm saying. But for the most part, I'm just an animal. I'm fucking an animal. That's all I am, and that's what happens when you have sex with people. You're fucking animals, literally. It's not any better than having sex with an animal other than the fact that it's an animal of your species. You know what I mean? So we're all pretty disgusting animals. We all want to consider ourselves to be human, and we want to say, oh, I'm a human, so I must be above this. Why? Well, my life has more value. Well, why? Well, because I say it does. Well, why? Well, because other humans said it did. Well, why did they say that? Well, because the other humans said that their life was valuable. Well, where did they get that information? Well, from other humans who said their life was more valuable than everything on the planet. Well, where did they get that idea? Well, because there were other people that said that they were more valuable than anything on the planet, and then they just continuously spread that message around, and they made up religions about it, and they made up a bunch of fairy tales and story tales to control and dictate what the people did. And then the people finally woke up one day, and they're like, you know, I think this is a crock of shit. And then everyone's like, wait, what? No, you're a bastard. We're going to kill you because you say it's a crock of shit. Finally, years went by, more people woke up, and then after the people who woke up were getting killed, we really had an awakening, and then people were like, you know what, sounds like a crock of shit. Sounds like we should be like biological organisms who see the purpose of life as nothing more than to keep the species going, and then anything after that, it's a complete fucking bonus. So if you don't have an actual bonus in your life, it's because you can't see what the fuck life is. Life is nothing more than just serving your purpose. Serving your purpose. You come in the body, it gets pregnant, you make more of yourself. Keep it alive until it can keep itself alive, and then die. Anything more than that's a bonus. That's what I mean. Anything more than serving the purpose. So you get to have a job. You get to have a career. You get to go skydiving. You get to have leisure time and vacations and business trips, and that's all a bonus. having the internet, having a phone, having music, having. I'm just talking about the bare bone, basic, common denominator, lowest reductionist point of view of like, what the fuck is. How can we reduce it down to something I can actually understand? Because I'm kind of a fucking retarded layman. Well, there's no point to life other than make more of yourself. And that's an opinion. Because even that is an opinion of like, well, we need more humans. Not necessarily. I think we could do the children of men. We could just like sterilize everybody and make no babies produced for like 10 years. And we'd still have quite a bit of people on the planet. Like, I think we'd be okay. And they're like, no, we've done the projections and the numbers say that no, we can't. We need to produce more. No, we don't. There's already enough people in the fucking traffic, and there's already enough people in the fucking goddamn Walmart checkout line. When you say, hey, we need more people, what you're saying is, I need more people to wait behind in the McDonald's drive-thru. I need more people to wait behind in traffic. I need more congestion. I need more fucking bullshit. That's pretty much what you're saying. So when you're saying you want more people, I guess you must be, I don't know, incompetent, or you just enjoy the clusterfuck of congestion and population density, which is what most of the fucking cities are. It's a big fuckfest of population density where you get used to driving 4 minutes, or it takes you at least 4 or 5 minutes to go a mile. That's fucking stupid. I've lived in places where you can go almost a minute a mile or a mile a minute. What are you doing with your life? Well, I'm gonna spend 2 hours to go 13 miles. Wow, because you live in LA and you're fucking retarded. Here's what I'll say about that. Before the internet, you had to live in the city. This is where the money is. You're not going to get the money anywhere but going to the city. You got to go to New York, got to go to LA. Now with the internet, you don't have to fucking be in these population density, fuck-filled, piss-smelling, fucking nasty, robbing places, mugging, shooting, Chicago bullshit, Detroit, this bullshit. You don't have to live in a city to actually make money. You can make it on the fucking internet. So the prehistoric bullshit, prehistoric meaning before internet, you had to move to the city. You had to move to the city if you weren't in LA or New York or Chicago or all these other fucking major places around the world, or London or wherever the fuck. You couldn't make money, but now the money's on the fucking internet. You can do anything. You could sit here and eat food in front of people and they'll pay you to do it. You sit here and fucking jack off on the internet and people will pay you to do it. Doesn't matter how big your dick is, how small your dick is, how fat your dick is. Doesn't matter if you got a pussy or a dick or an asshole or a cunt. People want to see everything. I mean, if women can make money with their fucking feet pictures, just some fucking feet pictures. I love feet. They're cool. They're interesting, I guess. But I don't love them that much to pay you to see them. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's fucking weird, man. What are you doing tonight, Frank? Well, I've got this one lady on my site. I pay her $25 and she gives me a picture of her foot. Then I go and I jack off. So for $25, she'll send you a picture of her foot or her feet. Well, it's $25 a foot. So if I'm feeling frisky, I'll spend $50 and I'll get one of each. And I'll take a while and I'll jack off to it. It's pretty good for a while. And then after that, it just doesn't hit the spot. So I need a new picture of the same feet, but it needs to be a new angle. You know, that's what it takes. Huh. Okay, so by the end of your weekend, how much money have you spent on feet pictures? Well, I mean, I usually get home Friday about 7:30. I'm eating dinner by 8. And then I probably showered and relaxed and probably about 9:30. So from 9:30 Friday until about Sunday at 9:30, 12, probably midnight, I spent about $358. What's the 58, Frank? Sometimes I like to see other things that's not quite that expensive, but it's not cheap either. Oh, okay. Oh, that's real great. That's real great. Sometimes I'm so depraved that I don't even enjoy serving my purpose. Yeah, I relate to that. I don't enjoy being a fucking human. I want to be the consciousness. I want to be I like consciousness. I'm not afraid or alarmed with consciousness. I don't like the body. I don't like the dragging meat suit. You have to drag this meat suit with you everywhere you fucking go, and it's kind of annoying. It's not. I want to go to the party as like a floating consciousness where you have somewhat of an identity and people can identify you, but they don't identify your. It's not like you have to drag a 200-pound meat suit with you that has to piss and shit and eat and drink and all that stupid shit. It'd be fun to go to the party with just a consciousness. Well, that's what death is, Mr. Hall. Death is just a floating consciousness party. Is it? We all get to be ghosts, and we all get to like look as cool as we ever wanted to fucking look, and we can smoke as much as we want. That's why there's clouds in heaven, because it's all just cig smoke. Everybody smokes in heaven. That's why it's heaven. There's the only no smoking is in hell. That's where the no smoking is. You go to fucking hell, they have no smoking signs everywhere. It's like, what the fuck? I thought this would be, oh, yeah, it's hell. We're not about fun. Having a cigarette's fun. When the fuck have you ever had a cigarette and not had fun? When my dad made me smoke a whole carton. Oh, okay, well, yeah. I guess you shouldn't have been smoking at 9 years old. Or I guess you shouldn't have let him catch you. Shouldn't have let him catch you there, boy. Now you're gonna have to smoke the whole carton. The fuck, Dad? Yep, I'm gonna go buy 2 cartons, son. One for me and one for you, and you're gonna smoke all of them till you puke. What the fuck? Yep, it's the way I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna set you straight there, boy. Oh, really, Dad? Thanks. So you caught me smoking, so you're gonna make me smoke a lot. Is this the same as like if you catch me fucking my girlfriend, you're gonna all of a sudden make me fuck her a lot? Thank you. Tell me a secret. You just want me to think you're 26, don't you? You're probably 57, but I thank you for the illusion of like, oh my God, I give you hugs and kisses, and I'll pretend I'm 26, and I'll pretend I really like you, and I'm probably just working for the government, like that one meme says. When I saw that meme for the first time of like the girlfriend finally turning to you and like pulls out the walkie-talkie of like, we got him, we got enough evidence. I was so fucking high the first time I saw that. I like looked at my girlfriend at the time, and I'm like, no, she couldn't be. I feel 15. Oh, yeah, huh? Uh-huh. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. That's what's creepy about you. Because you say shit like that that's like inside jokes. You're saying inside joke kind of stuff. But I'm like, wait a second. This person doesn't. How could they? What do you mean? There's no way this tell me a secret person knows my inside jokes about shit like that. But then again, here you are. So is it synchronicity? Or is it just like, hey, here's some fucking person creeping me out, but I'm kind of turned on by it more than I'm creeped out by it. I get the exhilaration in the back of my spine, and my shoulder blades start tingling a little bit because I'm like, ooh, a sensation. When your nervous system has become as numb as mine has, anything feels good, because anything that you can feel feels good after you become so numb. Don't become so numb. Please, that's my best advice. Don't do heroin. I've never done heroin. I'm not saying this from personal experience. I'm saying it from my uncle's personal experience, from him killing himself with heroin. He got too numb. In the end, he didn't even like to come. He got too numb. In the end, he didn't even like to come. When you like that drug more than you like sex and intimacy and bonding, you've got a fucking problem. When you rather smoke meth than smoke your girlfriend's pussy, you've got a problem. I have only 1 ciggy left. Ha ha. I have probably 17 ciggies left because I just opened this pack. We're going to have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good night. It's just starting. It's only 7:17. We still got 70% of our battery. Oh, 69. It just went to 69 as I looked at my battery percentage. Nice. Is that a sign too? Can you tell me a secret about that? It's been so long since I've done that number. I feel like a number. I'm not a number. Feel like a stranger. 69%. See, I guess this is why I'm going to enjoy my future. I'm really going to enjoy my future. It's going to be a yin-yang, though. It's not like I'm going towards God. It's not like I'm going to sell my soul to Satan. It's a yin-yang. So, and it's a wave. That's kind of the most consistent motion of my life. And it's not like a steady wave of like, oh, these are all in the same pattern of waves. No, sometimes it goes fucking way up, and you're on your way up, and you're like, but it's never going to stay going up. You're always going to come back down. And then going down, feels like you've been down forever. Well, you won't be down forever. It will come back up. That's the most consistent thing I've ever noticed. and observed in my reality is the constant fucking flow and the ebb and flow and the flux and the up and down. Doesn't just stay like a plateau where it's like, oh, I get up and then it's going to get flat and then I'll just plateau and then I'm dead. No, it's boop, 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 boop. Most realist talk. Yeah, I keep it real because it's the only thing I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the fake talk. I'm not interested in the small talk. It's the small talk, people that talk about people that talk about events, and then there's people that talk about ideas of like, well, here's my idea. My idea is use AI as a tool to help myself. That's one idea. Uh, get obsessed with what you're doing. Get obsessed with yourself. That's the idea I have of like, and not obsessed with your self-absorbed and you can't see anybody else, but where you're obsessed with your train of motion or you're on track to do what you want to do, and you're kind of horse blinder. It's not that you can't turn and look, but it's just that you're not really focused on that shit. You're focused on the horse blinder. You're focused on the eye on the prize, and it's not that you're gonna trample over everybody to get to the fucking prize, but you always have your eye on the fucking prize. That's the obsession. That's all I'm talking about. Obsession means to me, you're willing to do it for 16 hours straight. I guess that's kind of a really brief description of what I mean by obsession. If you can find something that you really love to do for 16 hours straight and you don't want to go to bed because you're so excited about doing it, and then when you do go to bed, well, you can't wait to wake up and get back to it. That's what I mean. Once you found that obsession that you're willing to do that, and I guess it doesn't apply to everything because when I'm hearing the other thoughts in my head of like, well, what about working out? What about you can't do that for 16 hours a day? Yeah, I know. So it doesn't apply for everything, but in the realm of sitting down and creating, whatever it is you're creating, you could do that for a while. I change and go through all the motions during the same day, sometimes even half a day. YouTube feed polls are getting crazy. Thanks, Gabo. Oh, fuck. I feel everything. I'm a Scorpio, so it's always a ocean of emotion. And not even just being a Scorpio, but just doing the nervous system damage that I've done. I was addicted to nitrous oxide for like a year and a half straight. And I would just do nitrous almost every other day, if not every day. I was working a good job at Amazon. I was making 23 bucks an hour. So with more money came more drug addiction and more access to get more drugs. So I became balloon. I lived in a balloon. I was living in a nitrous balloon. The blue ones are the best because the blue ones, you get the big punching balloons. The blue balloon is thicker than any other color balloon. When you blow them up, you'll notice. And if you blow up enough balloons, like I've blown up enough balloons, it's the circuses in town. And it's like, holy fuck, man. The blue ones are the best because they're the thickest. So when you pump the nitrous into the blue balloon, the blue one is thick, so it almost keeps it colder for longer. So you get, oh man. I've experimented with consciousness. When you become addicted to an anesthetic, you are fucking with your consciousness every single time you use that drug. Every single time. You're doing the same thing with marijuana and alcohol and other substances. You're fucking with your consciousness, but you're not making yourself so unconscious and so fucking numb that it's just. So I've been there and I've got out of it. I've been clean for probably almost a year now. I haven't done any nitrous, no fucking hard drugs of any sort. I've never even done cocaine. I've never done crack. I've never done heroin. I've never done meth. I've never done anything like that. Acid, MDMA, ketamine, DMT. What else have I done? Psilocybin, obviously, mushroom, shit like that. But I wanted to stay on the smart drugs. The nitrous is not such a smart drug. The nitrous is the peak. But the acid, the mushrooms, I really got a lot from. Those I would consider smart drugs compared to dumb drugs like crack cocaine or fucking crystal meth, or even those ones make you kind of smarter. You're not being smarter on cocaine. You're not. You're being amped up. Like if you're on fucking crazy amounts of caffeine and you think everything's a good idea, I guess. I've had lots of friends who do cocaine. I've never, because when I watched them do it, I was like, you guys are chasing that. You gotta snort more and more and more, like every fucking hour. It starts every 2 hours, but then you guys just ramp it up every hour, every hour. I don't like chasing shit. I don't want to chase anything. I want to take one little tab of paper and go, and then like, oh, this is good for like at least 10 hours, right? Well, yeah. Why would I want to keep chasing, keep chasing? That's why I don't like drinking as much. I like smoking a big fat fucking joint, and then you're like, oh, I'm good. Drinking, it's just, oh, god damn it. What do we got here? Hi, body. What did think about election, dude? Dude, these people cannot spell worth a fucking shit, man. Hi, buddy. What do you think about electrician? Hey, guess what? Arthur Ramosa, Arthur. Take your time, little buddy. Take your time. Hi, buddy. What did think about election? Well, buddy, what I think of election is I get no erection from election, so it's not the quite selection of my correction or my. It gives no erection for the election. You didn't get an erection from the election? What do you mean? You must not be a Trump supporter. No, I got an erection from Kamala's big fat fucking tits. That's about it. She could be a stripper. I'm sure she could. I worked at McDonald's. I'm good. I'm really good because I worked at McDonald's. And then Donald Trump's like, bam, bitch, I'm working at McDonald's now. Fucking. Then Biden's like, they're garbage. So he's like, I'm getting in a garbage truck. Oh my God. It's fucking crazy, man. It's fucking nuts. That's what I think of the election. I think it's great. I can't wait to watch it just do what it does. I don't know what it's going to do. Everyone's like, well, we're fucked. If you're depending on someone else to make your life better, you're the loser. You're the idiot, retarded masses that they're fucking talking about when they say you're deplorable or you're garbage or you're just a meandering peon fucking fourth grade reading level. What? What do you mean? That's why my stupid songs do better? When I write something more simple and basic and like primitive and vague. Yeah, I gotta fucking. I gotta try to stay hooked to the fucking Wi-Fi because if I use up my data too quick, I'm fucked. I already used so much data this fucking month that they're limiting me, so I'm like, I notice that when I'm off the Wi-Fi, my service just fucking sucks. Anyways, I lost myself. I don't know where I'm at. How are you guys doing? Have a good night. Hopefully everything's going good. I know, man. I turned them all off. Sorry, Gabbo. I don't know, man. I'm just some guy. I'm just some fucking guy, but I have a lot of opinions about shit, and my opinions are very strong opinions. And I guess I'm looking forward to unleashing myself in the future. I'm looking forward to unleashing the fucking just relentless force of energy that I can have and try to maintain. I'm 38 almost. I have habits, smoking, caffeine, marijuana. If I got rid of those habits in the next couple of years, by 40, I'd be pretty good. And then take from 40 to 60, just have a really good 20 years. That's kind of my goal. I've already squandered my first 38, or at least my first 20 of being an adult, conscious adult. But you're not really fully conscious. You're not really fully conscious until you get older. You're really not. Makes it look like there's a comment coming in on this. You are not, man. Wow. Why do you think about like men that identify as women and compete against them in sports? Oh, you want me to get Rogany on you? I think we should publicly humiliate any man who wants to compete in women's sports. Basically. Like, if you have a dick and you want to go and beat up girls, then we should just beat the fuck out of you. You should fight men and Or what we could do, we take that man who wants to join the female sports, and then we get a bunch of other men and we make them dress up as women, and we say that, well, they're transvestites and they're women, and if you want to get into the sport you have to fight these women. And then you put in bigger men with some wigs and they punch the living shit out of this stupid man who wants to be in women's sports, and you beat the fuck out of him within an inch of his life. And then guess what? He doesn't ever want to do anything ever again, let alone try to be a man or try to be a woman in a woman's sport. I like physical violence because it works. I've always liked physical violence because it works. Not always. If you go overboard, it's not going to do any good. It actually does worse. But if you know the right amount of punishment, same thing with the Buddhist monks when they hit you with the bamboo stick, if you have discipline, it's not abuse, it's not violence, it's discipline. It's in every single form of any kind of leadership or any kind of group assembly. And if they don't have any physical reprimanding like schools used to and like parents used to, then yeah, there's what are the consequences for my shitty behavior? I'm gonna get talked to? Oh, you're gonna talk to me? I punched that girl in the face in my third hour class and you guys are just gonna talk to me? Huh. Gee, I wonder why people are shooting up schools. I wonder why there's a bunch of fucking retarded kids who want to do stupid shit because they were never actually physically reprimanded in any way, shape, or form. They don't even know what it's like to play fight. If you tried to play fight or wrestle fight with these kids, they would think you're trying to assault them or abuse them. And it's like, dude, we're just being animals trying to scuff each other up and rough each other. It's rough and tumble play. But there's so many faggot children nowadays that they don't know what rough and tumble is. If you said rough and tumble, they would think it's some sexual fucking thing. And they're probably getting taught in the schools that it's some fucking sexual thing already. Yeah, rough and tumble is when he really likes you and he puts his dick in your butt without a condom or lube. We call that the rough and tumble. Okay, thanks, kids. What do you... Oh, okay, same comment. On my end, it keeps moving the comments up as if there's a new comment. It's just the same fucking comment. Anyways, yeah. Just another fucking night. Another night. Yay, yay, yay. So happy. Welcome Sunday. Oh, wait, no, welcome Monday soon. We're how many hours away? Did you watch the Mike Tyson fight? Did you watch the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight? Did you see the tits? Did you see what was going on? Oh my God. Mike Tyson's ass. That was crazy. The whole thing was a shit show. You could tell it was Netflix's first time doing a live event like that, or at least to that magnitude. Obviously, we all noticed the fucking blurry Netflix and shit. It shows how delusional we all are. Because we were all very delusional, thinking Mike Tyson was going to win. That's delusional. That's delusional. And then what we saw was a reality check, and it was a reality check for all of us collectively. Of like, hey guys, you guys really thought Mike Tyson had a chance. Remember that? You thought that just before this fight. And now look, just look. And you see his legs, and you see how old he is. He's 58. It's nothing against him. It makes perfect sense. But it's still the feeling of like, we were all into it. We were all really hyped about it. And then when it comes, and we're all just like let down and totally deflated by the entire experience. It's because we were so delusional. We had delusional expectations. Oh yeah, Mike Tyson's gonna be Mike Tyson from like 25 and he's just gonna knock him the fuck out. We all wanna watch Jake Paul get knocked the fuck out. Of course we do. Of course we do. Even Logan Paul wants to watch Jake Paul get knocked the fuck out. I'm sure of it. If that was my little brother, like my little brother got knocked the fuck out, I guess, on some camping trip and I wasn't even there. So I missed it. I wish I would have been able to defend for my brother or whatever, but no, if you call somebody a faggot out in public on a campground and they're all drunk, they might punch you in the face. That's exactly what my brother did. And do you think he calls anyone a faggot anymore? Nope. Nope. He doesn't mouth off anymore because that one instance, my brother's probably like 32 now, This only happened a couple of years ago, where he was still in the mode of like, I can say anything to anyone because I'm 6'2" and I'm a big guy. Until you get sucker punched in the face for saying something to somebody that is not like, you faggot. It's like, hey man, well, the guy's probably not even gay, but you insulted him and now he's gonna punch you in the mouth. It's the same Mike Tyson thing. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So, and that's what it goes back to what I was just saying about physical discipline. Once we got rid of physical discipline, and you know that you're not going to get reprimanded. There's no physical consequence. You're not going to get beat with the bamboo stick for 15 fucking lashes or this or that. Why would you listen? You know what I mean? Why would you listen? I guess it's coming from my perspective of a stepchild, where my stepdad was the guy who wouldn't spank me, but he would just talk a lot. He would just talk a lot and yell at me a lot and scream at me a lot and emotionally abuse me a lot like that. But all he's going to do is yell at me. He's not going to actually do anything to me. I think that's what makes kids actually listen. And it's the same thing with training animals. When you're training animals, you have to give them some kind of physical reprimand of some degree, otherwise they don't listen. Same thing with horses, same thing with dogs. There is a physical disciplinary action involved in the training of these animals. There used to be a physical disciplinary action taken in the training of humans, but we got rid of that. Well, the military got too abusive with that. Things like that took it overboard. So then it's the one ruins it for all, and the one nasty fucking rotten apple ruined the whole bunch. It's not that physical discipline was a bad thing. It was just it was used too much, overboard. It's the same thing with the death penalty. The death penalty is not really a bad idea. It would just be a bad idea if it was easy to get convicted of the death penalty for doing something like stealing a candy bar. If all of a sudden the law was, hey, if you steal a candy bar, you get the death penalty, that'd be an over excessive use of the death penalty. But the death penalty is there for a reason because, hey, if you kill somebody in your family, I think we should, as a society, be able to fucking kill you. So, death penalty's there. It's a physical disciplinary action towards your fucking behavior. It's extreme, but it's still useful, and as long as we are good with it, it's okay. So it's that feeling of, yeah, that's what made America pussies. We're a bunch of pussies now. I feel you. Coming back to school after all these months got me fucking tired. Every night I feel like all my energy has become drained completely, and when I work out, I can't even get up from bed. Drink lots of water. Do the fucking carnivore diet. Stop eating all the carbs and shit. Stop eating all that pasta. Stop eating all that bread. Stop drinking all that bullshit. Water. That's it. It's boring. It's boring to be healthy. That's what I've kind of observed. Eating the same shit every day. Yep, I eat scrambled eggs every day. Then I eat beef for this, and I do this. It seems pretty fucking boring. But then again, eating is boring. Knowing that you have to fucking feed your body again, how fucking mundane and repetitive and if food is the highlight of your day, well, goddamn, I wish I was you. I wish food was the highlight of my day. It used to be when I was a kid, you know, or with a wife. Back in my day when I was fucking basically married and had 2 kids in a fucking trailer and living that fucking adult life at 19, I looked forward to food. I worked all day and I came home and I was like, yeah, food's good. Now I'm 38. I'm kind of sick of having to eat. I don't look forward to food anymore. I'm more like, this looks like a fucking nuisance. It's more of an inconvenience. I have to stop and eat now? Jesus Christ. Can't I just be a fucking vampire already? Isn't that the next step in our evolutionary process? Well, you know, the rich people have tried to do that. That's why they're trying to drink, you know, the blood of children and get their adrenochrome glands and, you know, stuff like that. But hey, that's neither here nor there. That was actually the song I wrote today about how billionaires fuck children. It wasn't all about that, but that was one line in there. It's that I don't want to know. The song called I Don't Want to Know. And I don't want to know about what's going on. I don't want to know about your politics. I don't want to know that the billionaires fuck kids. I don't want to know any of that shit. That's why I guess I don't stay in an echo chamber. I don't talk to anybody. So if you don't talk to anybody, there's no echo. There's literally no echo if you're only talking to yourself. I guess if you're talking to yourself, but then again, I'm not even talking to myself for the most part. Or am I? Am I talking to myself out loud in front of you? That's all it is. And then if I have an audience, then I feel like I'm less crazy because I'm talking out loud to somebody, even though I'm actually talking to nobody. I'm just some guy sitting in a fucking car talking to himself to a fucking phone. Talking to a phone right now, guys. Hi, hi, hi. That's what I do. I talk to a phone. Yeah, so does everybody else. They all talk to their phones. That's all we do nowadays. If you're talking to me not through my phone, I'm kind of disturbed. Or if you're telling me shit that you could have told me through my phone, I'm very irritated. Because I'm like, you could have just sent that in a text message. You didn't have to call me. You didn't have to walk up to my car. You didn't have to come up to my bedroom. You didn't have to fucking. No. There's still people that live like that, though. They still live like you have to call them. They still live like that. I gotta check this offer. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm not doing that. I get offers on the app for fucking Walmart delivery shit. I can either accept it or I can decline it. That was an offer for like $13 to go 8 miles. No, not fucking doing it. That's a really low, shitty offer. The average offer is about 20 bucks. So on average, I can make 20 bucks from. I'm sitting at the Walmart. I pull up, I get the order, or I go in and I pick the order off the shelves. It takes real fucking no time at all. It's easy. It's super stupid easy. For the amount of money, and I got lucky because after I did DoorDash, I signed up for the Walmart Spark before it was a thing, got on a waiting list. The same day my DoorDash account got deactivated, then my fucking Walmart Spark got activated. So I got off one and onto the other the same day. It was weird. And why my DoorDash account got deactivated, I never found out. I contacted DoorDash and I'm like, trying to get a hold of you guys because my account's deactivated. And then, well, you have to sign in. If you sign in, we will be able to help you. Yeah, but I can't sign in. So how do I do that? Oh, okay. Well, okay. You first you'll have to sign in, and then we can help you sign in. But I can't fucking sign in, and my account's been deactivated, so I definitely can't sign in. Could you please help me? You would have to sign into your account before we can help you. I'm sorry. That's what I got for like a week straight. Every day, I just get back on like, why is my account deactivated? What the fuck did I do? If you tell me what I did wrong, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm not, I already had the Walmart thing going, so I'm like, I'm not upset that it's deactivated. It's actually kind of a blessing, so I can't even fucking fuck with that. But, it's the same thing with everything. These companies get so big that they are not going to take the fucking time to explain to you why they're shadow banning you or deactivating your account or shutting down your channel or whatever the fuck it is. They're so big and they have so much incoming that they're not going to address everything. Maybe in 5 years when the AI is that vast and that fucking astronomical, but for the most part, no. Nada. How's it going there, viewers? What are you up to tonight? Not doing shit? Yeah, scrolling through YouTube, trying to find something good to watch? I know, me too. But guess what? There's nothing good to watch. There's nothing good to watch. There's not a goddamn thing worth watching. You can go watch yourself, probably be more entertained. Go look in the mirror. Make some goofy faces. What else are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, I'm just going to keep scrolling, I'm going to keep scrolling. I'm going to find something I do like, and I'm going to keep scrolling. I know. It's the thumb exercise. It's really good. I guess that's why I take a break. I just put the phone up there and I say, blah, now it's the mouth exercise. Okay, good. My name is Elmer. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Elmer's World. I'm a 37-year-old white average American. I like comedy. I like music. I like sex. I like pussy. I like weed. I like cigarettes. I'm not a big drinker. I'm a big stinker. More of a stinker, not so much of a drinker. Unless I am a drinker, then I'm really quite the stinker. So, and if you want to, you can get her in the pinker and do the dicky a linker and, stinker. Either way, you're going to sniff your fingers at the end of the night. You ever get that smell on your finger where you just keep smelling it? And you think that the more you smell it, it's going to, like, all of a sudden not be there. So you just keep smelling it until it doesn't go away. And then you're like, oh, I love it. Or if you have a beard and you eat your wife's pussy and all her pussy juices get fucking just soaked in your beard, and then you don't shower before you go to work and you have to go to work, and then at work they make you wear a mask. So all day long you're just smelling your wife's cunt on your fucking face because you're wearing a mask and you have her pussy juice on your fucking beard. It's the best. It is. Oh my god. Oh my god. The nectar collector. That's what it is. This is a nectar collector. What do you do with this? I collect nectar with my beard and my mustache. I mustache you something. Could you squirt on my face some more so I can smell like a fucking shrimp taco? Thank you. Shrimp tacos for everybody, everybody. Hey, everybody. We're all getting shrimp tacos tonight. My wife's cunt is open. Really? Your wife's cunt? Yeah, she's serving all you can eat fucking shrimp tacos. It's going to be there as long as you can eat it. It'll be there. Oh, my God. That's one of my favorites, though. I really like shrimp tacos. They're kind of really good. Illinois, Chicago, bloody libs, learn how to drive. Okay, Clyde Frog, what the fuck ever. Yeah, Chicago, I don't even want to go there. You'd have to pay me. You'd have to pay me. I wouldn't go there out of my own, like, recognizance. Like, let's go for recreation. Nah, I'm good. No, thank you. Every city, in my opinion, is a giant fucking shithole. I know there's lots of entertainment. There's so much to do, and there's so much stuff. And go flick the bean and get shot. No, I'm good. Fuck your population density, and fuck you fucking peasants, and fuck you fucking rats who live in the burrows and live like fucking sewer rats, all on top of each other. And you love to go bang bang and gang gang. Yeah, that's for fucking idiots. That's what it is. Cheers, Elmo. Cheers, Clyde Frog. We're all frogs. We all came from the amphibians. We're all coming from the water. We get up on land. We grow the fucking arms. We stand upright and blah blah blah. And now we're shooting up into the stars. It's infinite. It's an infinite cocksuck. It's like you're sucking your own dick the whole time. That's pretty much it. If I could suck my own dick, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So I guess you're lucky I can't suck my own dick. Or maybe it's really misfortunate. Maybe it's unfortunate. Misfortunate. Either way, I'm not very linear. I'm just kind of bombastic. It's fantastic, but cracker ass fantastic, pretty much. I love it. Wouldn't have it any other way. Why? Why would I have it any other way? It is what it is, and here it is, and this is it. We are here. We're all here together. Everything we've done in our entire lives has led us to this moment together. And here we are. Sounds like a sermon almost. Well, brothers and sisters, the 6 people watching me, the 4 people who have given me a thumbs up, I want to tell you right here and right now, everything we've ever done has brought us to this moment. In this moment here, we are holier than thou. How... Sir, how are we holier than thou? Because Jesus Christ has come down and he has said, I'm coming back, bitch. You're like, what? Why are you coming back? What if Jesus came back and he was Jesus and he was dressed up like Jesus and he looked like Jesus and he acted like Jesus and he floated around like Jesus and he went and turned everyone's water into wine? We would still not believe him. We'd still be like, that's got to be some fucking David Blaine shit right there, bro. Like, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? So it's like every time people bring up Jesus, and I'm not against Jesus, I'm not against like religion per se, but I am, but I'm not. So it goes both ways. I don't like how much it's kept us unevolved, because once you get religion in your life, you stop learning. That's what I noticed. Once you get religion in your life, you stop learning because, well, this book is the instruction manual. Here you go. Don't read anything but this. If you've been reading one book your whole life, you're very limited. You're very unenlightened, and you're very narrow-minded. And then that will come across in your actions. And your words and your speaking is an action. So you confess. Anytime you speak, anytime you act, anytime you relate, anytime you relay, you are confessing. And what are you confessing? I'm confessing how fucking crazy and weird I am. And off-kilter and unstable and blah, blah, blah. It's a huge confession, but I'm very self-aware, so I know exactly what I'm doing. And I also don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. And there's a difference. People that say that and people that actually do that. People that do that don't give a fuck what you think. What you're thinking doesn't add to my food, doesn't add to my money, doesn't add to my sex. Feed me, fuck me, pay my bills. You don't have any of those 3 covered. I'm not very interested, and I don't take you that serious. But if you feed me, fuck me, pay my bills, well, yes, I'm very interested, and I'm very serious, and I want to know more. You know, so it's limiting limiting the benefits and then only looking for those benefits. And it's not trying to use people, because I'm not trying to ask people for food. I'm not trying to ask people for money or ask people for sex. It's just if it's not one of those three categories, more than likely my human animal, not fucking interested. Elmer, Elmer, my ego, compared to my animal, my biological nervous system, the animal wants to eat and fuck. That's all the animal's interested in, eating and fucking. The ego, the Elmer, the personality, the Scorpio, the American, the, whatever, son, father, etc., all those labels, that guy wants to be liked. That guy wants to fit in. That guy wants to have people comment on his YouTube channel and give him watch time. That guy cares about money. That guy cares about basically what I just said, being liked. But my animal doesn't give a fuck. My animal wants to take a shit in a nice warm bathroom. My animal wants to eat healthy food, or at least somewhat healthy food, and drink good beverages and have nice, shelter from the weather. But Elmer is concerned with what I'm going to wear in the weather, or what I'm going to do, how I'm going to style it. It's still ego versus your animal. I'm not even saying soul. I'm just saying ego and animal. It's two separate things, but it's in one body. You have your ego. Your ego is Clyde Frog. Your ego is Arthur. Your ego is Gabo, or Tell Me a Secret. But your animal is like not very interested in anything you do. Your animal is not interested in what you're doing. You're looking at a screen that hurts your eyes. Does it hurt your eyes, or is it hurting your animal's eyes? Hurt your animal's eyes more than it hurts yours, and your animal will notice that it hurts before you notice it hurts. These are things that we're all unconscious of, and the more you become conscious of it, it's not like you're going to definitely change anything, but it's something to be aware of. My animal and my ego are completely separate entities in a way, not like schizo split, but somewhat, but it's more of a healthy understanding. I can keep it to a healthy understanding of like, oh, my animal's not interested in going out in that weather. My animal doesn't really care to be around that many people. I get more nervous and anxious being around the group than I do if I was just sitting in my car alone. These little examples of like, it's not like I can't go in front of a big crowd. It's not like I can't sit in my car forever. It's, what do you really need? What do you really want? What's your animal really craving? What my animal's craving is usually a better posture, a better positioning of my body. Usually it wants more exercise and more water. But then Elmer's like, I don't like water, I like Mountain Dew. Yeah, well, your animal likes water. Your animal doesn't like any of that shit you're putting into it. Your animal likes water, that's about it. It helps you shit. You don't drink enough water, no wonder you're constipated. No wonder your fucking poop's hard, you know? My name is Elmer. I am Elmer, and I will always be Elmer. And the Mer, you can call me Mer. Elmer. The Mer. Isn't that what El means? El Diablo? The Diablo? The Elmer? Elmer. Yeah, like Elmer Fudd. Elmer Fudd and Elmer the Elephant and all these other fucking Elmers. I'm gonna be the only Elmer worth remembering. That's the egotistical goal of mine. Be the only Elmer that is even worth remembering. And it's only going to be remembered for a little bit. I'm not thinking there's some long lasting, like, nobody's actually remembered, you know. You scientifically give it enough time, there's nothing that we're going to remember. This whole fucking solar system will be evaporated if you give it enough time. And that's real. That's reality. What do we got here, Arthur? What do you got? What the fuck is that? Number 1, trophy. Let me take my glasses off so I can actually see. And a dab. Well, thank you, Arthur. I appreciate that. See, now we're best friends. I made fun of you a little bit, and you turned out to be my best friend. Oh my God, are we best friends now? Did we just become best friends? No. But yeah, but yes, but no. You know, it's kind of like that. I'm sorry I'm so boring. I'm very boring. I like boring a hole into my fucking frontal cortex or frontal lobe. Just please Please lobotomize me. I think that's what I was trying to do with the nitrous. I was trying to lobotomize myself. But I was going through self-loathing. I was going through moments of not wanting myself to even exist, but not wanting to kill myself. You're like right in that gray area of like, I'm going to do everything I can to not take care of myself, but I'm not going to quite kill myself. It's a gray area. That's all it is when you don't love yourself. It's self-loathing. You're not going to shower as often, or you're not going to eat as healthy, or you're just going to keep going on days on end and not maintain some fucking actual rest. So it's still this holy shit. Nobody's perfect. There's not one fucking human on this planet that is perfect. I got you, man. I appreciate that. That's what they say. They say I got you. But then you ask them for something, and they're like, I don't have that. Thought you said you got me, motherfucker. No, I ain't got chit, bro. I ain't got chit. I ain't got chit, bro. I can't give you chit, bro. Yo, bro, I ain't got chit to give you, bro. But I got you. I got you, bro. Yeah, cool. I got you, bro. Yeah, I got you, bro. It's cool. We all got each other. We're all in the same fucking room together. It's the same room. Those imaginary lines in the sand that they call maps and territories and states and providences and countries and whatever else they call it, it's all made up by man. It's all man-made. That's not real. If you were a complete naturalist, you would understand that everything is man-made. If it's not man-made, like the trees and the oceans and shit like that, then yeah, that's nature. But if it's man-made, like this fucking parking lot, like this car, like this phone, like the internet, providing the internet service right now, that's all man-made. That's all bullshit. It's not real in the way of like, even, here's an example. Nowhere in nature does it say that a tree is actually called a tree. That's a projection that man put onto that form, that object, and then he identified different trees. But it's only called a tree because we, as humans, defined it as a tree. We are the ones who say it's a tree. It's not really a tree. It doesn't actually have a name. Nature didn't give anything a name. There were no name tags. There was nothing carved in stone before humans did that shit. So that's my problem with the world. Is I understand the actual world that I live in, and then I live in this man-made world that's purely fucking fictitious, but yet it's tangible, real material items. There's really a steering wheel here. It's not an illusion. It's really a steering wheel, man-made. It's man had some ideas, and then he shared them, and then he made them and created them, and religion is one of those. Religion is many of those. Fairy tales and hallucinations so you can fucking control the people around you. If I were to tell you guys I had some special powers that only I have and nobody else on the planet has these special powers, all of a sudden you want to lean in a little closer and say, what are you talking about? Well, yeah, I'm claiming that I have special powers that nobody else has. Well, I want to lean in so I can tell you that you're full of shit, or I want to lean in and hear how convincing you could be on the next line. So I want to hear what you're saying. And that's the thing. Nobody can actually do that anymore because we are aware of physical fucking scientific reality. Nobody has magical powers. There's no such thing as magical fucking powers. That's why everyone likes Marvel movies so much, because that's about as close to fucking magic as you're ever gonna get. Other than psychedelics. Psychedelics are pretty fucking magical. But the Marvel movies and the sober people, the sober-minded masses, don't want to do psychedelics. They'd rather just go to the Marvel movies or Iron Man or whatever the fuck it is. I hope you didn't go see Joker 2. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't even see it. I just listened to Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon's like, yeah, you don't want that shit. Where did I put my fucking lighter, bro? Where's my lighter, bro? Oh, wait. Oh. Yo. Well, I'm glad you guys tuned in. Thanks. I'm just ranting and raving. Listen to some stupid announcements over the Walmart parking lot. Sounds like they're fucking about to play some A-Rap music and make us all fucking bow down. It's just another Sunday, Sunday, bloody Sunday. Pretty much. Every fucking day is a Sunday. It could be, couldn't it? Can't we just get artificial intelligence to take over everything so we can just take a fucking breather and just relax and do nothing? I'm looking forward to it, you know? The physical labor jobs will be the last things to go. Artificial intelligence is going to take over every written job, any secretary job, anything like that, is going to be gone very soon. The last jobs that they will take are the physical labor jobs, the truck driving, moving the groceries around, things like that. That's, handicapped people, elderly people. You're going to have all that shit go out last. The nurses, those are still physical labor jobs. But give it 10 years, give it 15 years. Elon's working on the robots, and then once the robots are put on a monthly payment, it'll be a monthly subscription, just like every fucking thing else. And that's all it'll be. Here's your down. It'll be just like a car. It'll be the new car. Before, guess what? There weren't cars. People never had cars. And then all of a sudden, a few people get them, more people get them. Now everyone's got them. Same thing with the AI Tesla robots. A few people will get them, just like the Tesla cars. And then more people get them. And then everyone's got them. It's just how us humans work. So if you do want to have your thumb on the pulse, get ready to lose your fucking job. And if you are willing to accept the fact that you probably will lose your job, majority of you will lose your job. So if you think about it, can you be replaced by AI? Could AI do what you do, and could it do it better than you because it has a higher education level than you do naturally? It's already smarter than you will ever be. I don't have a PhD, and it has the PhD level already. Wait. Just wait. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. I'm quite the futurist. It's really easy to predict these patterns. The patterns are not that hard to fucking predict. Years and years ago, and I can't prove this is just word of mouth, obviously, because I don't have any physical evidence to prove that I said this. I told my friends, I'm like, man, one day you'll be able to press a button, you'll speak into the phone, and it will just text what you spoke. This was way before the fucking speech text. I kept telling my friends, that will be it. That's how it will be, because all you do is study the fucking pattern and see where it's going. Okay, so everything will be dictated by audio. Everything will be. If I didn't have to use my fucking hands for my phone, I could just say, end live stream now. And then it ends live stream. Go to YouTube, open up my live stream, title it this, start it in 5 seconds. Audio. Everything will be voice command. And dictating. You will dictate it. If you're messing with ChatGPT right now, you're probably getting to the point where I'm getting to, where it's like, oh, I'm a dictator now. And I'm not dictating a human. I'm not dictating a human emotional nervous system. I'm not dictating them what to do and telling them to do whatever they have to do without feeling anything. I'm dictating an artificial intelligence with no nervous system, no feelings, no emotions, no wife, no kids, no backgrounds, no prejudice, no bias, no nothing. I mean, they kind of have bias, but you know what I'm trying to say. So we're getting to dictate things. I'm getting used to saying something and having it just give it to me. With humans, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. So when I talk to a human, there is no dictating. There's no saying, hey, do this. Maybe some submissive fucking people, they will do that. For the most part, humans are not they don't want to do what you tell them. I don't want to do what you tell me. The AI wants to do what I tell it. Write a song about this. Write a comedy bit about this. Here's a bunch of information. I'll blah, blah, blah. I'll ramble like I'm rambling now. I'll ramble into the ChatGPT, and then I'll say, turn that into a funny comedy story. And it will. Add more swearing. And it will. So all I'm doing is dictating. I'm being very dictatorial in my behavior now. Has it made me smarter? I think so. A little bit. It's made me more in the realm of like, here's what I want, and I know what I want, and here's what I'm going to get, because this is what I'm doing. having that ability to do that is only because of AI. I never had that kind of like boom, 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 boom. I don't have that with humans. If you're the head fucking boss, yeah, you're a Gary Vee or an Elon Musk or whoever, you can probably go, but you still gotta you gotta cater to people's emotions. I ran out of toilet paper, so I've been wiping my butt with an old sock. Good, good. It's the best. I wipe my ass with old socks once in a while, just to be nostalgic. It's a good feeling. It is. It's a good feeling. I like cloth on my asshole a little bit more than paper. You know what I mean? Like cloth, toilet paper, cloth compared to paper. You can't bust your fingers through the cloth. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna bust your fingers through that fucking toilet paper if you have too much of a, you know what I mean. Anyways, yeah, I don't really have much of a topic. It's just ramble, and AI is gonna take everything over. I'm not saying it in a negative way either. I'm basically saying it in a way of, in the future, we're going to be so fucking bored, and there's going to be so much to do at the same time. There's going to be so much to do, and we're going to be so fucking bored. Because there's going to be so much creation and innovation of creation that we will have so much to do. And on the flip side, it's going to be a bunch of shit we've already seen before in a million different ways already. So it'll be really, really fucking boring. So to me, humanity has peaked. We've already reached the peak of our success. That doesn't, like, if you reached the peak, that's the highest point in the middle. That doesn't mean after you reach the peak, it just drops off. But after you reach that peak, the entertainment and everything just gradually, steadily fucking declines. So we started here, and then we reached up here, and we got into 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, 2000, and that was about it. That's about it. I think about 2000s, early 2000s, 2010. That's about the peak. That's about the fucking peak of humanity. After that, we'll still have humanity. We're still going to have everything leading up to the peak, but on the opposite, and it's all going to steadily fucking decline. It's not like the world will end, but the greatest movies and the greatest books and the greatest music and the greatest forms of any kind of greatness, it's all going to be less, and it's going to be less, and it's going to be less, and going to be mediocre as fuck. And I say that as a creator who knows that my shit's, I'm going to get better, and I will get better, and I'm not trying to accept the observation of humanity's peaked, but I kind of am pretty fucking self-aware of like, well, humanity's peaked. The peak of humanity has already been here, and we're on a steady decline. It's going to take a long time. It's not like all of a sudden war is going to break out. It's nothing like that. The decline is not a negative, actually. It's just the best has happened. That's what I mean by peak. Humanity has peaked. The best movies, the best film, the best art, the best poetry, the best has already arrived. So everything after the peak is going to steadily decline. Still be poetry, still going to be movies, still going to be music, still going to be concerts and all that shit. But it will never be as good as it once was. It'll never be the peak because we've already peaked. So life will still be good. Life was good the whole fucking time up to the peak. And life will be good after the peak. But only for so long. Artificial intelligence and all that, it's after the peak. Kind of ironic though, but it is. It's after the peak, and then we're going to steadily decline, and the sun will get closer to the earth the whole time, and the earth will be obliterated. So if you literally think about it, humanity has peaked, and from here on out, the oceans will rise, the climate will get warmer. That's the natural progression of the planet. We've already observed the past and how it was one continent and shifted. It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. It's not like, well, we studied that and that happened, and now all of a sudden it doesn't happen anymore. No, we studied it and we know it's going to happen again, so it's going to keep happening. So, yeah. Moving to Canada. Do you think this is a good idea? I guess when you think about climate, Like, I live in Michigan, and then we got the UP or whatever, and I'm living in like the center of Michigan. I think up here is going to be better in a few years because this will actually be the place that, it's like it's just going to get hotter, man. It's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. So I guess if you move up where it's really cold right now, in the next 20 years, you'll probably still be good. Like, here's an example. What's today? The 17th of November? I'm in Michigan. Usually it snows before Halloween. We at least get one little grazing, one little fucking covering of like even just a fucking half an inch. We usually get that by about October 31st. If it hasn't snowed by my birthday, which is coming up in 3 days, then I know there's something wrong. Because when I was a kid, it's everything that everyone said. Well, when I was a kid, we had snowstorms 30 fucking feet high. No, but when I was a kid, we had snow. We had snow. There was snow on Halloween sometimes. There was always snow before my birthday. There's definitely always snow on Christmas. I can't remember the last time it snowed on Christmas here in Michigan. I think it's been a few years. There was snow on one of the Christmases a while back, but when I was a kid, it was every fucking year. So when I was a kid at 8, 9, 10, 11, what the fuck is the difference? Well, more time went by. Well, what the fuck? We added a bunch of stuff to the air. We might have contributed, but excuse me. Even if we didn't contribute, it still changed. So what's the difference? The climate, because it changes? Oh, okay. And if we weren't in such denial of that, we'd just be like, okay, climate changes, and let's just keep going. It'll be fine. Fuck, man. I don't want to be here right now, but here I am. Here I am with you. You people and your obsession with scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I understand, though. It's what we do. We want to be informed. We're looking for new information. There's not a lot of new information out there, and then if there is new information, it's an event. And then we all saw Mike Tyson's ass. That's new information. But is it really new information? No, it's just us seeing Mike Tyson's ass. Well, that's news to me. I know, and the news of Jake Paul winning, that's news. But is it really anything new? No. A fighter won a fight. Okay. Some guy's ass was seen on national fucking television. Okay. Like, nothing new is happening for the most part. So there's a lot of news, there's a lot of stuff happening, there's information all over, but it's just regurgitated information. It's the same regurgitated information. I am a complete collection and regurgitation of everything I've programmed myself with. So when I get in my spiritual mood, I can quote some Alan Watts or some Ram Dass. When I'm in this really psychedelic mood, I might hit you with some Terrence McKenna. If I'm in the comedy mood, I might quote some George Carlin or Bill Hicks. If I want to do movies, I'd probably do like Young Frankenstein or some Gene Wilder of any sort. Shit like that. But it's not new. It's still just regurge. We're all regurgitating shit. Nothing's original. You don't have to be original. You just have to be yourself. That is the closest to original you're ever going to get. That's the closest to original you will ever get, is to be yourself. Well, what's that mean? Be 100% authentically, genuinely yourself. That is the number one best advice if you want to be original. If you want to be unique, you want to stand out, you have to be your fucking self. You can't pretend to be somebody else. We can see through that. All of us. If you're standing on the world stage and you want the whole world's attention, be yourself. Don't be a fucking whore just because you think that's what's going to sell. Don't be a fucking goody two-shoes because you think that's what's going to sell. Be yourself. Be who you are. I don't know who I am. Well, good. That's good. That's actually really good, because if you don't, you have plenty of time to learn. You have plenty of time to figure it out. I'm learning about myself still, but I feel like I have most of it covered. Of like, yeah, by 38, you're pretty developed into the person you're going to be. There's not much changes that are going to happen other than lifestyle changes. I'll have to stop smoking. I want to quit smoking weed. I will grow up. That's kind of it. All this, certain things like going to the bar, having cigarettes, doing these certain stupid habits, they're very juvenile. They're very delinquent, kind of immature activities. So once you actually do grow up, if, I should say if, because there's a big if, there's a lot of adults in this world, but I don't meet too many grown ups. And I like grown ups, they're cool. They don't have to always be fucking adults. Adults are kind of dumber than grown ups because adults think they know everything. I'm an adult, I know everything. But a grown up is wise and mature and has their actual self figure it out a little bit more. The adults, they turned 18 and they're like, I can go to the strip club. Wow, you're an adult now. You can see tits. Ooh, okay. That doesn't make you a grown up. That doesn't make you a mature person. That doesn't mean you have an understanding of any fucking thing about life just because you came of age. So that's from my experience. I'm just talking from my own personal experience that I don't think I grew up until I was 30. And even then, I'm still growing up. And I'm like, man, I don't want to grow up. I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to do the same rat race as everybody else. I don't want to get locked into the same payments. Here's your $700 a month car payment. Here's your $1,400 a month mortgage. And here's your what? Here's your fucking student loan debt. And here's your. I don't want all that shit. I never did. I never wanted to be like everybody else. I don't have any college debt. I don't have any student loan debt. The only debt I have is child support, and that's about $10,000. I don't have any credit cards. I don't have any houses. I don't own a mortgage. I don't rent an apartment. I'm pretty fucking nonchalantly just open and available to stay in my car. I can stay here. I can stay there. I have multiple places I can crash. Trying to get my credit score back up there. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I was at like 540 last fucking year. Now I'm up to like 630. It's going up every month. Cool. Get in the fucking place. It's the same thing. We're animals. We got to shelter ourselves. But I've sheltered myself with a lot of shitty people in the situationships I found myself in. And nowadays, I'm growing into the person that's like, I don't need to drink from a toxic, nasty fucking cup just because I'm thirsty. Like I guess that's a really bad analogy, but it's still the feeling of willing to drink anything just because you're thirsty. You drink that gasoline, you drink that fucking antifreeze. No, I wouldn't. I'd rather let my mouth be dry and go fucking thirsty than to drink that toxic fucking shit from those toxic fucking people who are doing the same toxic fucking shit over and over and over again. And they're older than I am. They're older than I am and they're less mature than I am. I'm not as financially stable. I'm not as well to do in that credit sense, but I'm still a decent human being who's like, I, I don't want all that shit. Well, you need a new car. You got to have a new this and new that and get a payment on this and get a payment on that and sign up for this, sign up for that. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Even if I had a bunch of money, I still wouldn't be that interested. I'm not even interested in money. Money doesn't interest me. I like having money, but I'm not interested in money. I fucking hate money. I know. But we need money and it's a tool. I do understand that. I get it. I have had a great life because of money. But then again, when you get with people and you find out their true colors are greed, you're really disappointed because you thought it was about love and you thought it was about actual feelings and togetherness. It was about money. You were providing enough, or they were providing enough, or you were just in this using situation where the word love could be replaced with the word use. I love you. Instead, say, I use you. Oh, I use you too. I use you so much. You know how much I use you? I use you this much. I use you this much, and I use you. You love them or you use them? Well, I love them. Oh, so you use them. I love my husband. So you use your husband. Well, no, I don't think of it like that. I know. He doesn't think of it like that either. When he's having sex with you, and he's using you as a fuck doll and he's thinking about his secretary, he's using you. He's not loving you. So you could just get a sex doll and fuck the sex doll and imagine it's your secretary. Or I guess you could take that energy and try to deliver it to your wife, who probably doesn't even deserve it or necessarily need it, who probably has a less libido than you do. And this is just a prime perfect example of like, this is a personal example. There's no way that we're not using each other. We're all using each other. We all use each other, and it doesn't have to be a negative connotation. It doesn't have to be negative, but most of the time it is. It's the same thing as the word selfish. Selfish, the word selfish has had a negative connotation. Oh, you're being selfish. Why are you being so selfish? What if you broke the word down? Self-ish. I like to be by myself. I like to do things by myself. I like to have working alone. I'm selfish in that way. To me, it's a way to spin it into a positive, or, and then being selfish with your love. I have to selfishly love myself more than I love you. I can't love you without loving myself. It has to be selfish. But that's the difference between selfish and self-centered. Self-centered almost always has a negative connotation. Self-absorbed, that could be negative and positive, because if you're so self-absorbed that you can't see anything outside of you, that's negative connotation. But if you're self-absorbed in the way of you love yourself, you're dedicated to yourself, you're focused on yourself, and you are it, absolutely be self-absorbed. Be obsessed with your fucking path, with your journey. No one's going to be as obsessed about it as you will be. And no matter what your journey or path or wherever you're going, no one's going to want it as bad as you want it. You have to want it so fucking bad that you're willing to do whatever it takes. You're willing to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Persistent, determined. It's relentless. It's ruthless. You have to fucking just get it. Nothing else. You can't see anything else. You can't look at anything else. There can't be any other distractions. And if there are, it's just time taken away from your goal, where you could be going, the trajectory, where you want to see yourself. You don't really have to have a plan. You don't. Everyone tells you got to have a plan, you got to do this. You can have a plan, but guess what? You can always change your plan. You can have a plan and change your plan, and it's not always a negative life or death situation. I think a lot of us stick to a plan because we gave it our word, and then since you gave it your word, you think you got to hold yourself accountable to it, and then you end up wasting a few years of your life because you gave your word to something that you really didn't want to give your word to, but you did in the heat of the moment, and then come to fucking find out you don't even like doing it. That's not good for anybody. It's like being in a relationship you really don't want to be in. That's not serving anybody. It's never going to serve anybody to fucking string people along and let them be in a relationship with you when you know damn well you don't want to fucking be with them. So that's kind of where I'm getting to. Of like, I'd rather not pursue people. I don't want to pursue any romance. I don't want to pursue anything like that because I don't want to do that to people. It's not about doing it to myself and saving myself from the emotions. I don't want to get anyone interested in that way because I am not going to give you the fucking time. I'm not going to have enough time to give you. Not that you want. You're going to want X amount of time, and I have no time for that. I have all the time for myself. Well, that's pretty selfish. Yes, and that's the only reason I'm succeeding. That's the only reason my other YouTube channel is monetized now. That's the only reason I'm getting more comments and actually being able to live stream and continuously go for a fucking hour and a half. I literally just talked for an hour and a half by myself, but thanks to your comments, thanks to your interaction, thanks to the response and the back and forth A, B, ping pong, ping pong. So I appreciate you very much. Whoever you are, whoever you is be, if you've tuned in, if you've commented, I do appreciate it because it keeps this ball rolling. My name is Elmer Hall, and I am on the ball. You're my wonder wall. We're good people. We just like to act crazy because that's our way of weeding people out. I'm kind of a weeder. I like to weed people out. I don't like to I accept everybody, no matter what your beliefs are, no matter what your sexual orientation is or wants to be. I will completely accept you guys for no matter what. Acceptance, acceptance all the way. But I will try to say some weird shit. I will try to like test it, test it, test it. Because I don't want. I think of it like, what kind of audience do you want? It's not necessarily you should only think about what you want to do with your life. You should think about what kind of attention you're going to be getting. So I guess that's how I feel about it. I've psychoanalyzed it to the point of like, what kind of audience do you actually want? Do you want to appeal to the masses who are just kind of sheep herding retards who just herd themselves into the Walmart and back? Do you want smart intellectual people? Do you want upper high class, highbrow people? Like, obviously, I don't, because I would do a lot fucking more to actually try to achieve that, but I don't like cunts. I don't like idiots. I don't like humans. So when I'm thinking about what kind of audience I want, I'm like, well, I guess I don't need to think about that, but me being myself will then get me the right audience because I'm already a character in myself enough to weed you out and enough to just say, hey man, if you don't like what the fuck you're seeing, that's great. There's so many other things you could listen to, like the honking of that fucking horn. People don't know where their cars are, so they always gotta sound their horns. Fuck, man, I fucking, and there's the train. Just another fucking Sunday. I can't wait for Monday. The live streams will get better once I get my own place. Because where I've been staying, I can't really fucking live stream. Everyone's sleeping by the time I get there. But in a few months, and I'm not future faking, I'm just trying to get some kind of excitement of like, this will get better. I'll have better lighting, I'll have better audio, I won't be in my car all the fucking time. I'm just in that transitional period of my life where I'm cleaning my life up from drugs and I'm trying to get back on track, and it's been a fucking struggle, but guess what? It's just, that's what you got to do. That's basically where I'm at. I'm in the struggle right now, so I'm accepting it, I'm embracing it. I know that all life is suffering. I've studied Buddhism, I've studied all the fucking religions. I understand things, but it doesn't make it any easier. Well, I understand all these religions and I understand all these philosophies. My suffering won't be as bad. No, it's still gonna be bad when you gotta sleep in your car certain nights, or when you gotta fucking really go without eating, or you gotta go without this or go without that. But then going without brings appreciation for when you actually get it. The people that don't go without don't have as much gratitude naturally. My last girlfriend that I was with, this woman I met, and I was with her, and it was, we'll keep it short, but she was from that side of the tracks. I was from this side of the tracks. I grew up poor. She didn't grow up rich, but she definitely didn't grow up poor. And her life was pretty well to do in a lot of ways that my life was not well to do. So she had no gratitude for a lot of things because she had never gone without anything. There was nothing that she had never gone without food or shelter or a bed or things like that. I, on the other hand, have gone without things like that. I used to be on the poverty diet where at one point my grandma asked me, she's like, are you on hard drugs? You're just getting so skinny. I was like, no, Nana, I'm actually on the poverty diet, meaning that if you can't afford to eat, you're not going to eat. So I was like, the only drug I'm doing actually makes you hungry. So I've been there. I've been there. I've slept in vehicles. I've been homeless. I've gone up and down. I've had the best life and the worst life and everything in between. I'm a pretty well-rounded individual based on my experiences. I'm not an expert at anything other than nothing. I really like nothing. Nothing's like my favorite. Probably my favorite topic of all time. Nothing. I could write you a whole book about nothing. Literally, nothing is it's like a state of mind and kind of a state of being when you can get to nothing. Because usually, no matter what drugs you're doing, there's always something. You're always seeing something or hearing something, but when you can have a trip that takes you to nothing and you go to just blank, black, empty space, it's similar to tripping on acid and looking in the bathroom mirror and looking directly into your pupils and just going into the pupils as far as you can. We both, all of us, have two voids, one in each eye. You can only look in one at a time, obviously. You can't look in both your eyes at the same time. But it's pretty crazy. You can't avoid it. There's no avoiding the void. You can't avoid it. You'll never avoid it. You may never experience it. That's something true. You may never experience the void in this lifetime. I've experienced the void. I've done enough drugs and meditated hard enough while you're on these drugs, and I've also lots and lots of experiences on the psychedelics. Yeah, the comments keep moving, but it's not a new comment. It's like glitchy. Psychedelics taught me a lot about actual reality. Once you see real reality, you come back to this reality and you're like, "Oh, this is relatively real. It's real. It's not like it's not real, but it's relatively real." There's so much more that once you lift the veil, reality is chaos. Reality is That's why we have the filters on our brains. That's why we have this waking state of consciousness that we have. We have these filters that are basically helping us interpret the raw data so that we can actually function in this world. When you're on acid or mushrooms, that fucking veil is lifted and you just are completely just opened up the broadband to fucking whoosh. So then it feels chaotic. That's why you have some bad trips and you can get really chaotic in some fucking psychedelics because you're getting your first dose of reality. And reality is not for everybody. I've known that for a while, but once I did the psychedelics, I was like, yeah, this is definitely not for everybody. I would love this for everybody because I loved reality so much. Once I found out what it was, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is overwhelming. But it's fun. It's fun. I love tripping. I haven't done it in years. I haven't done any psychedelics in years. The closest thing to psychedelics I've done is I think I ate some mushrooms last Christmas. I didn't even eat that many, but it was probably like an eighth. I had a nice little trip for like 5 hours, but I haven't done it as much as I used to, and I haven't gone as hard as I used to. I used to sit around and I'd eat a quarter of mushrooms and I'd just be by myself. That was the whole planned trip. Like, I'm going to eat a quarter of mushrooms, my girlfriend's going to leave, and I'm going to be here all night by myself. When you go solo tripping, that's when it gets really scary. It gets so scary. It can. I should say it can. It doesn't have to, but it will. It has to. It literally has to. You have to get kind of scared. That's when you dissolve. When your boundaries dissolve and when your body dissolves and when you get your out of body experience and you kind of just feel your body tessellating and just dissipating into nothing. It's just dissolving. I remember one time tripping on acid so hard that I was laying on the grass at like 8 in the morning and the sun was rising. And as I'm laying on the grass, it felt like my body sank into the earth like a foot. And then after I sank into the earth, I just closed my eyes and I felt all the particles in my body swirling in a fucking whirlwind vortex and just floating into the sky. And then I felt totally out of body. Had no fucking sense of myself whatsoever. And then when I did, it was like a whooshing back into. Yeah, psychedelic experiences are fun. It's a hallucination, but it's still fun. Hallucination's kind of a tricky word, but at the same time, what I learned the most is what your mind is capable of doing. And I learned how powerful the mind is, especially when I went to Trans-Siberian Orchestra to see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra do their fucking Christmas show. I went there and I ate the Puerto Rican mushrooms, the red caps with the white fucking dots, like Christmas mushrooms basically. That was the worst experience on mushrooms I ever had in my life because I literally thought the entire palace of Auburn Hills was talking shit about me. I made one little comment about this guy. I was like, oh God, this guy again? It was like some preacher guy coming out, and he had one spotlight, and I was just like, I didn't think about how religious and political Trans-Siberian Orchestra was. So then when I got there, and I'm there with a bunch of friends, we're all fucking tripping. Way too much religion, way too much politics. I was like, oh my fucking God. So he came up to do his preaching thing. I was like, oh God, this guy again? I barely said it under my breath, but I'm tripping on mushrooms. Have you? I want you to know. So when I said that, I looked down, and like 10 rows in front of me, there was a couple, and she turned to her husband. She's like, I can't believe he just said that. What a fucking asshole. And then I heard it. I'm like, what? And then I looked over, and another couple, yeah, what a piece of shit. I was freaking out. The trip kicked in really hard. Everyone in the palace, I was hallucinating. This isn't real. But everyone started talking shit about me. Every single fucking person. What got me out of it is I finally came to the realization of like, dude, they don't know me. There's no way this is happening. I'm not that popular. There's no fucking way. I'm just a nobody. There's no way that 10,000 people know who the fuck I am and they're talking shit about me right now. It was the most paranoid fucking trip I ever had. But when you come out of it, you come off of it, and you look back in hindsight, and you're like, oh. So when I saw all the people on the floor turn into sheep, and I looked at the drum riser and that was melting, you mean that wasn't really happening? It's like, no, none of that was really happening. But your mind made you believe it was happening because you ingested a certain psychoactive compound or psychedelic compound that then reacted with your brain's chemistry and made you believe you were seeing people turn into sheep. Or it made you believe that you were fucking being talked about by 10,000 people. That's the thing. That's what I liked the most about the psychedelics. I started learning about how powerful my fucking mind was based on my psychedelic experiences, and I was like, holy shit. So if my mind can do that on psychedelics, who's to say my mind isn't completely making this trip up all the fucking time? This trip seems more solid. This has more of a tangible hold, grasp kind of feel on it. And then when you get on psychedelics, you're still in reality, but it's it's way more manipulatable. You can manipulate it more. You can manifest different things. You can, holy shit, it's just power of your mind. So I've learned the power of my mind. It's not always easy to control, but that's why meditation, that's why breathing techniques, that's why all this stuff that you've been hearing, and you might not know about it or you might not do it, it will work its way into your life. And you'll find these, oh, I learned about that a while ago, and now I'm implementing it kind of subconsciously, but that's only because now it actually applies to my life. Now I should be doing breathing exercises because I'm actually quite a smoker and I'm getting winded and I'm losing my circulation and I'm whatever the fuck, I'm not as active as I used to be. So these certain things will kick into effect. It's all an age thing. It's all age. Enjoy your life until you're 35, and then after 35, it's like down. Literally, man. Please. Here's my best advice, and then I'm gonna go. If you're 20 or less, if you're less than 20, take from 20 to 30 and save up as much money as you possibly can. Save as much money as you possibly can from 20 to 30. And then by the time you're 30, you might know who you are. You might have a better understanding of who you are and what you want out of life. And then if you wait until you're 30 to figure it out, you still have 30 to 40 to 50 years to go. 20 to 30, if I would have saved up a bunch of money and not spent it on drugs and pussy and not been chasing drugs and pussy the whole time, I would have had a nice nest egg by the time I'm 30. Then what do you do at that time? Well, who gives a fuck what you do at that time? At least you have a fucking nest egg because you weren't stupid from 20 to 30. So that's my best advice for the youth. If you're coming up to 20, like graduate, have a couple of years of fun. But from 20 on, you need to start saving that fucking money because it's all about money. It's not about love. It's about money. If you have love, that's great, and love will get you so far, but love doesn't pay the fucking bills. Zen doesn't buy you shit. You can be the most zen out motherfucker ever, but that doesn't pay the fucking bills. If you find a way for it to pay the bills, that's cool. You start your own Zen channel, you start your own fucking horoscope channel, whatever crazy shit you want to do. But for the most part, save that money. Save that money, have a nest egg from 20 to 30. And if you're 30, shit, maybe do it. Maybe do it now, 30 to 40. if you just took 5 years of your life or 10 years of your life and just saved that money, and that was your main objective, is to save it, have a nice nest egg. Once you have the nest egg, then you have the breathing room. I'm poor as fuck, man. Personally, right now, I don't have any breathing room. There's no breathing room. Everything's very tight. Very tight. I got to be a miser about everything. I can only eat here because I can only afford this much, and then I have to do gas, and then if I want cigarettes, I'm going to have to. So everything's really tight and not much breathing room. That's my best advice. I don't want people to feel like I feel right now. That's the only reason I say that. I don't want people to feel or have to feel like I feel right now. I don't want you to feel like you're a 38 piece of shit loser because you actually made the mistake of not saving money. Nobody ever really emphasized to me about saving money. My parents would generally say shit, oh, you need to do this, you need to prepare for that. But they never got into the details of why I would need to do that. They didn't sit down and say, hey, son, if you don't get a college education, you're going to be a factory worker. Your job options are going to be factory, landscaping, lawn mowing, factory, McDonald's, factory, gas station, factory, factory, factory. Like, those are your fucking options when you don't have an education and when you have no goddamn money. When you have no goddamn money, then you have to take those jobs. Those jobs are for poor people with no fucking education. And there's enough poor people with no education, those jobs will always be filled until AI comes in. Because why would I pay somebody who wants a vacation when I could pay something that doesn't ever want a vacation? Why would I have 5 employees, physical employees, that I could replace with one robot AI system? Monetarily, it won't make sense to keep the physical human laborers. It will not make any money to keep humans. It won't. So the future's going to change a lot. You won't have many job opportunities. You will, but most of those jobs are going to be maintaining the artificial intelligence. You're going to be the maintenance man. So it'll still be kind of a factory thing. You can be creative, though. You can be creative. I just don't want you to have to feel like I feel. I feel like and it's not a regret thing. I'm not trying to emphasize, oh, I'm regretful. I'm trying to emphasize the passion of like, hey man, if somebody would have told me this at that age and I'd have been younger and I would have watched some guy saying, hey, save your money. Don't be like me. Don't be fucking basically homeless at 38 because you didn't save any money. You were obsessed with pussy, obsessed with drugs, obsessed with fitting in, obsessed with being cool. I was in a band. I was in multiple different bands, and we'd play on the weekends. We'd go on weekend tours, and you think you're the coolest motherfucker in the world. You think you're a rock star before you're actually a rock star. Before you make it, you act like it, and it's like, I remember my 20s. They were fun. I would never tell you to grow up in that way, though. I'm not going to tell you to grow up and give away your dream or give up on your dream. I'll never tell you that your dream is stupid. Nope. I don't want to crush people's dreams like that. I'm still a realist. I'll tell you the reality of like the chances, but I'm never going to be like, well, that's dumb. No, there's no such thing anymore. And then also, speaking of there's no such thing, there's no such thing as excuses anymore. Not acceptable excuses. You have all of man's knowledge in your hand right now, and if there's something you don't know and you want to know it and you don't know it, that's your fault. There's enough information, there's all the information right in the palm of your hand, so there's no more excuses as to why you don't know. There's no more excuses from anybody that is acceptable. Not at all. Not one bit. Why would we accept an excuse when every single fucking person with a phone has all of man's information? Why would we accept an excuse? Why would you accept an excuse from anyone right now? There is no fucking reason for it. Number one example, people on Facebook who ask Facebook a question instead of asking ChatGPT or Google. And ChatGPT is better than Google. That's a fact. Well, how can you say that? Because I've used ChatGPT way more than most of my friends, and the Google is not as precise. Not as precise. Gives you a bunch of fucking advertisements and a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of this. Ask ChatGPT, boom, sends you right to the fucking information, gives you the fucking information. It doesn't even send you to the information, it gives you the information. Google will send you to the information and you'll have to find it your fucking self. GPT, right there, delivers it to you. Ask and you shall receive. Anyone not using the AI, you're going to fall behind. You're going to fall behind. You're going to be the grandpa and grandma who can't even fucking figure out their email. That's who you are. That's who you're going to be. So get with the fucking program or get out of the fucking way. It's really simple because there's no more excuses. Not one acceptable excuse. Not one. I guess the only acceptable excuse I could possibly fathom is you got in a car accident and that's why you're late. But for the most part, there's no reason why you're late because you could have navigated everything and figured out the construction and figured out this if you took some time to use the fucking magic wand in your hand. Most people don't even want to use the fucking magic wand between their fucking eyes, so I'm sure they don't want to use the one in their fucking hands. Sorry to be so adamant about that, but I'm very adamant about that. That there's no reason to accept a fucking excuse from anybody. It doesn't matter if it's your fucking daughter or your grandmother. If they have a phone and they have some kind of brain, even half a brain, they should be able to figure out everything. I don't know what to search for. I don't know what keywords to use. Then ask it. Ask ChatGPT. What keywords would you use to figure this out? You could be the most podunk layman retard ever, and all you gotta do is download ChatGPT, click a button, click another button. You do that on Facebook already, we know, and then you just speak into it as if it was a magic wizard, and it'll give you the best fucking directions ever. Google doesn't do that shit. Google does not do that. Good luck, Google. Good luck. No, I'm not using you anymore. I haven't used Google in months. Ever since GPT came out, why the fuck would I use Google? It's a waste of my time. If everything's about efficiency now, we're going to have the Department of Government Efficiency, and our whole new revolution is going to be about efficiency. That's what ChatGPT is. ChatGPT and the AI programs and whatever, they can deliver and compute information faster than a human. Here's my example. I tell this stupid human next to me, write me a story about a boy named Henry. He's 7 years old. He's got blonde hair. He lives in this town and he does this. Okay, I tell that to a human. How long does it take the human to write me that story? It can write me that story, but how long is it going to take? About that long? GPT does it like that. Done. GPT, write me a story about this. Done. Make it smarter, more professional, add subtle swearing. Done. So the efficiency at which it can compute information is much more efficient than the human. The human can compute the information in the direction of make me a story, but it has to take its time. GPT doesn't do that shit. We're efficient. We ain't got time for the fucking podunk Well, goddamn. Good night.